Now, good evening. I would like to say to Yang Berhormat Dato' Grawat Gala, Timbalan Yang Dipertua, Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak, Adun Mulu, and ISITI Advisor, and Datin Esther Balan. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Kadim bin Suwaidi, Naib Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Sarawak. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Wan Hashim Wan Ibrahim, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Penyelidikan dan Inovasi. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Kamarudin Kana, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Hal Ehwal Pelajar dan Alumni. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Ahmad Hatta bin Rasid, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademik dan Antarabangsa. Yang berusaha, Profesor Dr. Narayanan Kulaturamayer, dan yang berusaha, Profesor Madya Dr. Pauline Bala, Co-Chairs of EBKF 2021. Profesor Dr. Fasihuddin Badruddin, Professor Dr. Loh Mei Chun, Dato' Usay Murang and Datin Dr. Valerie Mashman, in UNIMAS Management, invited guests, heads of departments from various government sectors, industry members, and representatives from various NGOs, collaborative partners, community representatives from Barrio, Bacalalan, Bayan, Long Pasir, Pos Lenjang, Pos Inderut, Pos Bala, Pos Gop, Long Lamai, community scholars award recipients, speakers and participants of the EBKF 2021, media representatives, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and respected attendees. Thank you for making the time to attend the EBKF Gala night today. Without further ado, we would like to invite the EBKF 8 co-chair, Professor Dr. Narayanan, to say a few words. If you would please, Professor Dr. Narayanan.
Thank you very much, Jaya. Well, it's really a very wonderful occasion today because for the first time we are gathered here at the Community Heroes Night. So thank you to our distinguished advisor, Datuk Grawat Gala and Datin Esther. Thank you to Datuk Kadim, our Naib Chancellor. Thank you to our Deputy Vice Chancellors, Prof. Wan Hashim, Prof. Kamarudin, and all our distinguished guests from all the different communities, especially the recipients of the Community Scholar Awards, and also to all our community heroes. I mean, those who are with us or those who are no longer with us. I mean, to all of them, I mean, well, I have to say a big tribute to them and welcome all participants, keynote speakers, and all those who are here as guests to the first inaugural Community Heroes Innovation Gala Night. Thank you. That's all that I wish to say today. Well, one thing that today is we're going to see is we're going to well, I mean that I know our Vice Chancellor has been very busy, but he has been very willing to join us today to address one message for UNIMAS, which is because we are a community-driven university. So this is a special night where we celebrate what we really truly profess about, and we would really welcome him to share his thoughts later on. And I think also thank you again, Datuk Grawat, for being our advisor and being here again today. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Dr. Narayanan. Now we would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Datuk Kadim bin Suwaidi, UNIMAS Vice Chancellor, to say a few words.
Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening, everyone. Respected guests, Yang Berhormat Datuk Grawat Gala, Timbalan Yang Dipertua Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak, also Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri Mulu, and advisors to ICT and also for EBKF, and Yang Berbahagia Datin Esther Balan. my colleagues from UNIMAS, all the Deputy Vice Chancellors, Prof. Wan, Prof. Hatta, Prof. Kamaruddin, and also the co-chairs of EBKF 2021, Prof. Narayanan, and also Prof. Madya Dr. Pauline Bala. Yang bagi Dato' Osir Murang and Datin Dr. Valerie Mashman, Dato', Datin, invited guests, and also representative from the state government, the community leaders and representative from Bario, Baklalan, Buayan, Long, Pasya, Pos Lenjang, Pos Sendurut, Pos Bala, Pos Gop, and Long Lamai, and the recipients of a community of scholars, which we are celebrating tonight. Of course, the respected speakers and also participants to EBKF 8, members of the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it's a privilege and honor for me to share, to say a few words tonight. Thank you, Prof. Nara and Dr. Pauline, for inviting me. I'll just want to spend a few minutes here because I'm also in another meeting in Kuala Lumpur. Actually, I'm in KL right now. When we launched our strategic plan in 2016 to 2020, we chose the theme sustainability for diverse and dispersed communities. So at that time, by design, we have purposely designed our strategic plan to engage with the community that we serve. I always share with my colleagues and friends that the presence of UNIMAS has to be felt by the community, be it in Sarawak, of course in Malaysia and beyond. So indeed, we have been engaging with the community, and our initiatives and our activities through our research, through our academic program, has been designed to bring impact to the community. So much so that in the recent Times Higher Education World University Ranking for Impact, we were ranked at 201 in the world, which is something that we are very proud of, that we are impacting the community through our activities and program. I myself has been to Baklalan twice, to Bario, and those visits bring back a lot of memories to me, and I really enjoyed my time in Baklalan and Bario, and I also been to Pos Sindurut together with Prof. Nara to the Orang Asli settlement, which was also a first time visit for me. Through EBKF, I think this is something that I have always supported, and through what ICT and IBS has been doing with the cooperation of the faculties and our stakeholders, with the communities on the ground. We want to bring the academics together with the community so that their problems are being looked at firsthand, and solution being being worked out and formulated for the benefits of the community. And we have since then, since 2016 strategic plan, we follow it through with the 2021 strategic plan, which include inclusivity, sustainability as our main theme. So impacting and engaging with the community has always been our niche, and has always been the strength of the university, and we would like to continue doing that together with the communities that are in all the different areas of Sarawak and also in Malaysia. I am very much, I appreciate very much what Prof. Nara and Dr. Pauline has been doing through this EBKF with our partners, our collaborators, be it in Malaysia or beyond that. That the community is right at the heart of what they are doing. So thank you very much, Prof. Nara, Dr. Pauline. Thank you so much, YB Datuk Grawat, for supporting us, for advising us, and also for being with us in this journey of impacting the community positively. Thank you again for all the participants in tonight's gala dinner, gala night. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Kadim, for your kind words. Before we proceed with the exciting performances and activities tonight, I would like to request that everyone turn their cameras on for a group photo. If Tim or someone from the technical team could please cue us in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please wait a second. Can you guys wave on all the cameras? Okay, there are currently 2 pages for the group photo. So we'll take turn to take the photo. Okay, so the first page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. For the next page. Huh? Sorry about that. Our technical team just got all the photos.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So as we proceed for tonight, we would like to just inform you that as part of our display of talents, we would like to welcome Chris Edward, an intern at the Institute of Social Informatics and Technological Innovations, to perform his rendition of the traditional song Leleng on the piano. Chris has spent hours perfecting this performance, so please enjoy. Thank you for that wonderful performance, Chris. Next, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Narayanan and Dr. Roger Harris to begin our next session on celebrating innovation, community heroes, and community scholars, which will be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Pauline Bala.
Thank you, Ms. Jaya, and thank you. Welcome to all this evening. The next section will be to define what we're doing tonight, that is to celebrate innovation, community heroes, and community scholars. Now, as we have heard from our Berbahagia Vice Chancellor earlier, that community has always been at the heart of UNIMAS. If we study the vision and mission of UNIMAS since the day it was inception, since the day it was set up, community has always been there. And recently we have revised the vision and mission of UNIMAS. Still we see community is at the heart of the university. So tonight, we are recognizing community scholars, we are recognizing community heroes. I would like to pose a few questions to Dr. Roger Harris and to Professor Nara. In light of community scholars, what does it mean and where do you think this will lead to UNIMAS? So in a sense, of what made you propose the concept of community scholars? And since we've been working with eBorneo and so on and so forth, why is this concept now? Dr. Roger?
Thank you, Pauline. Good evening, everybody. And well, to answer your question, it really goes right back to when we all started working in Barrio. You know, I turned up there fresh with a PhD and quite a lot of research behind me, and a lot of thought about how internet might help rural communities. And I thought I had something to offer to a place like Barrio. But I was very quickly disavowed of that impression because I realized how much I didn't know and how much I needed to know and who was going to help me understand what I needed to understand in order to make the technology helpful. Of course, the team, we needed skills with technology because the environment was very challenging. But as we've seen and heard so many times since, installing the technology and giving access to it is really only part of the story. The really significant impact and desirable benefits emerge from blending the technology with the local social and economic background and environment. And it's the people who live there who know that. So I very quickly started learning, and I realized that without the heroes, as we call them, in the local communities, without their input, without their knowledge, and without their collaboration, their patience, and their dedication, we wouldn't have got anywhere. So I thought it was about time that we acknowledge that in a more formal way, because folks, I mean, we're professional academics. You know, I mean, we get paid when we're doing this kind of work, but our hero partners don't. And in part, that's what makes them heroes. So I think it's well past due that we acknowledge their contribution and in a more formal way, say to them, look, you have a lot to teach us, and probably you have a lot to learn from us. And by blending the two sets of knowledge together, jointly, we become scholars learning from each other and moving forward and progressing in the way that your communities want to be. Sorry, that might be a bit longer answer than you wanted, but that's really how I felt after having
thank you, Roger.
Working with so many communities.
Thank you. Why should UNIMAS adopt such a program? Why do you think UNIMAS should adopt such a program?
Well, I think Datuk Karim has just given the answer to that question, in the sense that UNIMAS has stated its declared intention to be community oriented within its strategic plan. So that in itself is a very good reason to adopt the program. But in a wider sense, you know, I think it's important for all academic institutions like UNIMAS to make sure that the knowledge they create and the research that they conduct is put to good use. And I think this is a good way of doing that, because the people who we've designated as scholars and heroes have enormous influence within their communities, and they can spread it in a much faster and more efficient way than we can. So it really adds to the intent, the strategic intent that UNIMAS has adopted, and I applaud the institution and everybody there for doing that.
Right. So in a way that you're saying that the benefits of such a program will break down the ivory towerism of research, basically to link communities and university together as collaborators and equal partner in as a community-driven university. Is that what you are basically you are agreeing to?
Yeah, absolutely. Academic research globally gets a lot of bad press for not really being relevant to day-to-day issues of people who could use that knowledge. And I became aware of that when I started doing research and working towards a PhD. And I was really rather upset, surprised, and sad that was the case. And later on, some of you may be aware, I've even researched that aspect of research impact within our realm of ICTs. And there are many factors involved in making research relevant to people who can use the results. And it's a rather sad state, because the skills that are required to conduct research are quite different from the skills that are required to make it have an impact on policy and professional practice. But one of the key components of that second set of skills is for researchers to actively engage with people who can use the results. And that's exactly what ISITI and others, everybody else involved in our projects is doing in UNIMAS. So again, I applaud them for that. And I point out the first step towards making research relevant is to engage in the way that we do, and which we're doing now, with the people who can use that research. So I applaud the university for taking these steps and for implementing the program that we're looking at tonight.
Thank you, Roger. And to Prof. Nara, I'm just curious, why is ICT implementing the program for community scholars?
Thank you, Dr. Pauline. Now, what is the role of a university? I mean, the role of a university, is it just to educate our younger generation? Well, we in UNIMAS, we see it as a part of society. That means once we know that a university is there in Sarawak, the purpose is to transform Sarawak into an advanced nation, a nation which uses knowledge to enhance everything that happens. So it is a long-term relationship. So in this respect, ISITI, or Institute of Social Informatics and Technological Innovations, is an institute which is assigned the task and responsibility of working closely with communities to make this task for the university to happen, right? To bring about development for the society, right? So in this respect, UNIMAS and ISITI has decided that there is a need to recognize individuals who make projects that we work on a success. These people we refer to as community champions, right? When there are community champions, the project succeeds, right? So in this way, when we want to give back to society, we need to bring together all our community scholars as one family, and we need to work together with these individuals who make universities' role better. And in the same way, the university enhances their lives and recognizes their being as a collective agency and a collective connection with the people, right? Now, this is a question that my team and I have talked for many hours. I mean, our task is to see, I mean, what does this community scholar do? Is he just a person who, in a way, has a recognition? It should go beyond that. What we see is this person who we recognize as a community scholar is an ambassador for the university, right? And as an ambassador, the scholar can come to the university, can mentor students, work with other academics to create new knowledge. So we see the role of a community scholar as one where they can have access to the resources of the universities, and they are also responsible to translate the resources of the university into value creation for their own community and their neighboring communities.
Thank you. But in terms of the scholars themselves, are these going to be appointed, or can anyone apply to be community scholars, or who are qualified to be community scholars in, let's say, in this program?
Today, we are just defining this new initiative, a new program. But the beauty of what I'm saying today is it is a serious effort by UNIMAS to highlight the seriousness of this. Our Vice Chancellor was here despite him having another meeting. He had to leave off after his speech because he has a very important meeting in Kuala Lumpur, and he says, let me make my time to recognize this. At the same time, you'll be surprised to note all the three deputy vice chancellors are also together with us. We have Prof. Wan Hashim, Prof. Hatta Rasid, and we also have Prof. Kamaruddin Kana. Thank you to all the three of you. I mean, apart from that, we have so many Dean's Council members, including RIC's director. I mean, in a way, we have all the key individuals, and we in ECT have also brought as many of our research fellows who can join us today, right? So for now, to answer your question, does this person become someone who we will just start picking one person at a time? It should be more flexible than that. It should be more organic. That is really what we see. I mean, so anyone who wants to be a community scholar at any point in their career, there should be some avenues for that. So really, I mean, it's in a way a kind of position that we are building. We are building this as a start, but in future, the community themselves may say, well, we need 15 scholars, so in a way it can be also co-organized between the community and the university. Now, these scholars that we appoint, they also have another role. They also have the duty of sharing with us what is it they like to see in this recognition in the future. So it is really a kind of a conversation for, yes, a long time going towards a position, and this position would at some point be recognized in our own convocation ceremony, right? So this is my dream at the moment, but since my dearest deputy vice chancellors are here, so I'm sure they will also bring this up to Dato' Vice Chancellor, and we can bring up this community scholar recognition at our own convocation in the near future.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Narayanan, Dr. Roger, and Associate Professor Dr. Pauline. Ladies and gentlemen, as was highlighted earlier, one of the highlights for tonight is paying tribute to community heroes. And tonight we do so for three very esteemed members of the community who have shown so much dedication and passion towards our collaborative work between UNIMAS and the communities over the years. These three members are indeed heroes for our cause, and tonight we would like to show our appreciation to them for playing such an important role in our EBKF journey. First of all, we would like to honor the late Puan Cikgu Lucy Bulan with a video provided.
Vini, Vidi, Vici, a Latin code translated into English as I came, I saw, I conquered, is a phrase we have often heard. She smiled, she welcomed, and she made it all possible, is the phrase I would use to describe the late Madam Lucy Bulan, or as we fondly call her, Cikgu Lucy. A few months after joining UNIMAS, I was asked if I would like to join a research team to Barrio, Yes, the eBorneo team. Without a clue about what lies ahead, I agreed. On the 1st of October, year 2000, the team boarded a plane from Kuching to Miri and then on a 12-seater twin otter flight from Miri to Barrio. The weather was rough, and thus it was indeed a bumpy ride all the way from Miri to Barrio. I was feeling dizzy and nauseated. When we finally landed, I clumsily got out of the plane and headed towards the tiny Barrio airport. It was hardly an airport in the eyes of an urban girl. Stood among the crowd, waiting at the airport, was a woman with a beautiful smile. Seeing her made my dizziness and nausea vanish into the fresh air of Barrio. She welcomed us with her beautiful smile. Though I just met her, she made it feel like I've known her for years. We headed to the Labang Longhouse. She guided us into her home, and I could immediately feel the warmth of the place. She had made all the arrangements for us to have a comfortable stay at her home. The thinness of the mattress, the freezing cold shower, and the lack of basic infrastructure did not bother us at all. Her smile and her hospitality filled the humble wooden house and made our accommodation a cozy and comfortable place to stay. The next day, after a good night's sleep and a hearty breakfast, we headed to the school to start our program. There she was again, greeting us as the principal of the Barrio Secondary School, SMK Barrio. Cool and calm with her beautiful smile, she welcomed us and introduced us to her teachers and students. She made us feel like a member of her school, and in the same manner, so did the teachers and students. We did not feel like we were doing a study at all. It was like being with our own family. In the evening, she was back at the Labang homestay, making sure everything is all right and the food is ready for us. Still smiling despite a long day at work. In the following year, in 2001, I made my second trip to Barrio with ComServe staff, this time to set up the Pentium 5s in the Barrio Primary School. Again, Cikgu Lucy, with her beautiful smile, introduced us to the headmistress of the SK Barrio. As we set up the desktops, the curious school children peeped through the actual windows. No words can describe the children's anxiety and excitement when they were given the opportunity to play with the PCs. I wish I had taken a video, but the image is still fresh in my memory. With the experience and the confidence gained from being part of the Barrio team, I gathered the courage to pursue PhD in the UK. Upon return, joined the team again, now named CORI and then ISITI, in line with its expansion. This time, it was a different project, different school principal, but the warmth left behind by Cikgu Lucy remained and made everything possible again. The team grew bigger and bigger with various research projects, numerous publications, winning multiple national and international awards. The Barrio community is amazing. Cikgu Lucy, with her beautiful smile, cool, calm, and gentle mannerism, multitasking effortlessly, shifting from one role to another gracefully, helped make the mountainous task a molehill for the eBorneo team, paved the path for a lifelong friendship way beyond research and work. The Almighty has called Chegulusi to take on bigger responsibility, but here on earth you have touched the lives of many. You will continue to live in our hearts and memories. Chegulusi, thank you for making it possible for eBorneo and beyond with your beautiful smile.
Now we would like to call upon Mr. Jael Langup to pay his tribute to the late Penghulu George Sigar.
George Sigar, I have a few slides to, these slides are associated with George Sigar's life. And I'd like to share them. And I think it would be happy for us to say part of his beloved home valley, the Gala Valley. So can I have the next slide? Can I have, yeah. This is the slide of George Sigar. School education came late to Baclalan. Only in 1958, there was education was established in Baclalan in 1958. So George didn't go to school at the correct age. I think he was over age when he attended primary one. But anyway, he completed a full primary, upper primary school. And after completing his primary school, then there was the Brunei region, and after that, confrontation, Indonesian confrontation, and he joined the Border Scout. He was with the Border Scout from 1964 to 1970. Part of his responsibility for the security of a new nation, Malaysia. And I think in 1970, he was offered jobs in the police or in the Sarawak, in the Malaysian Ranger, but he decided to come home and become a full-time farmer. So the slides that I will show later on are part of the activities that George did as a full-time farmer. And also because of his exposure to the urban area and being educated during the colonial period, his primary six English is really good compared to some of the students who are in secondary school now. So he was sought after by the forest department to help. He became one of the forest rangers when the forest department established Pulung Town National Park, which is one of the largest national park in Sarawak, which is close to Barrio, close to the border with Kalimantan. And also, he also helped the Sarawak Biodiversity Center to document medicinal plants, edible plants, and all sorts of plants up in the highland around Baclalan. And he was, when we established Formadat, Formadat is the Forum Masyarakat Adat Dataran Tinggi Borneo, which is an alliance of the indigenous people of the highland of Borneo, a local initiative comprising the Lundaya of Kalimantan, North Kalimantan, and Sabah, the Kelabit and Lembawang of and Saman of Sarawak. And this is a local initiative that whose goal is to maintain the integrity of the highland area in the heart of Borneo through conservation and development. So he was the head of this conservation and sustainable development initiative on the Malaysian side, and on the Indonesian side, we have Liwi Gala. There's no relation to Datuk Grawat Gala, but these are names that go across the border. Anyway, these are some of the work that George does, not only on the Malaysian side, including Sabah, but also with our partners on the Indonesian side. So can I have these are in the photo there you have George. He travels with a motorcycle between Baclalan and Karayan on the Indonesian side to meet with the head of the Formadat on the Indonesian side. And on the other on the right is a photo of him having discussion with people from WWF. They work together with WWF Malaysia. So can I have the next slides? Next slides. This is Long Langai, where George was born, and this village adopted farming there is traditional and organic, but in recently somebody from Kedah decided to introduce systematic rice intensification, and this Long Langai adopted the system under the leadership of Pengulu George. When I went up to Baclalan just last week, and I interviewed people there. And the new system, rice intensification, this new system, the production is threefold. So they say that it's more productive. It's still organic, but the production is threefold than the traditional system. Now this system is going to neighboring village like Buduknor, Longritan, Longrusu, and other area in the Kalalan Valley. The only complaint they have is that it's a lot of work. You want to have good production, you have to work hard. Yeah. The next slides. So this is the traditional rice field up in the Kalalan Valley. On the top right, it's from the nursery, and they're just about to transplant. Top right and top left and top bottom is the rice field ripe, and bottom right you see the bun is done neatly, so that it helps the growth of the paddy field. So can I have the next slides? Bamboos are very important in highland rice system. It's used to transfer water from one block of rice field to another, the top left. And these are all traditional technology. On a top right is, you see bamboos are used as fence so that buffalo wouldn't come and destroy the rice field. The buffalo, we'll talk about the buffalo after this slide. The buffaloes are an important part of this organic farming system of the Kalalan Valley. On the top, on the bottom left, you see bamboo. The bamboo growth that you see in the middle are the river. That's the Kalalan River, and the bamboos are retaining wall for the rivers. And the bottom left, it's used as a bridge to cross the small stream. Here is my Kyoto Japanese colleague from Kyoto University, Noboru Ishikawa. Most of these photos are taken by foreign scholars that I take up. They are interested in after. This next slide, you see buffaloes are the ones that fertilize the earth. They work the soil, and buffaloes are the Proton Saga of the highland, or the Mercedes of the highland, used as a transport system. And you don't need fertilizer. You have the buffalo to fertilize, to work out the soil. The highlands are endowed with salt, highland salt, and you have a government project that improves the production of this salt. And here you have 2 foreigners buying highland salt. Actually, one of them is a researcher on the Kalabit community, Monica Janowski. Okay, the other thing is the logging is up in the highland is a problem. So a place called Long Samado, they adopted 71 stream, and they put all this sign up on the stream and telling loggers, don't cut the trees here. We need water for our farm. If you cut it, our farm we will have no, it will not be good for our farming system. And also we, WWF and Forum Masyarakat Adat, this the one that George is involved in. This is river bank restoration. And we have Nottingham University helping with the community to work to restore the bank up in the village in Baklalan. Okay, the last one. Is there another slide? These are between Long Pasya. That's we're trying to do the traditional route, the traditional footpath from Long Pasya up to Long Samado, hopefully to Baklalan and to Barrio. So that slide just now traditional footpath linking settlements up in the highland. Okay, yeah, this is just say thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jail, for your kind words. Last but not least, we would like to pay tribute to the late Mr. Lee Jun Choi.
Lee Jun Choi, or Jun Choi as we used to call him, was a caring, gentle giant who was hardworking and also selfless. We work together in projects under CORI, now ISITI. The most recent one before he passed, we were working together to run community projects under Makerspace at the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology. We went to Cebu together to train private school teachers about Makerspace, and both of us helped Dr. Sir to present the Makerspace in national and also university level competitions. He loved this project so much that he spent hours and days fixing equipment at the Makerspace lab with Dr. Lau. He also loved his students. He took them in when their world was against them and taught them how to live and survive. I didn't believe at first that a young guy like him was not well, that big, friendly giant and kind-hearted, dedicated, caring, happy-go-lucky and selfless human being. Until that fateful afternoon, we heard the news that he was gone. Sometimes I sit around and wonder and watch the days go by. I look at all his pictures and ask, why did you have to die? You've always been there for us because you were a good friend. Our hearts were all broken and we were all lost. And so, to heal ourselves, we planted a tree in front of the Makerspace lab as a remembrance of Lee Jun Choi. Every time I walk past by that tree, somehow I know and feel he is still watching over us at the faculty, even when he is no longer with us. He had touched so many lives, and I am very grateful that God has sent someone like him to be part of our family. May he rest in peace, and may God help his family during their difficult times.
Thank you for that video presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to ask that everyone observe 1 minute of silence to honor our community heroes. Thank you. As we continue our gala night, we would like to invite T.S. Yusri Jumat to present his slides, showcasing the awards of eBorneo and all related initiatives.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Yusri from ICT. Okay, I will share the slides of the awards received by the eBorneo CORI ICT. Okay. As you can see here you can see the logo and also the trademark of the eBorneo and the eBakalan and the eLamai and the WOA logo. Okay. First of all, the eBorneo researchers, including the former UNIMAS Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Khairuddin, former ICT Director, Dr. Alvinio, former school principal of SMK Barrio, the late Madam Cikgu Lucy Bulan, eBorneo Study Center Manager, Councillor John Torawe, and the eBorneo researchers went to Kuala Lumpur to receive the Information Technology Premier Award, ITPA, Socio-Economic Sector 2003, Prime Minister of Malaysia, UNIMAS and Barrio Community, eBorneo. Then, the eBorneo also received 2 awards, which were being held in Spain. Encik Stanley Isaac and Professor Dr. Alvinio went there to receive the awards. The awards are the eBorneo Innovation Village, Best Global Telecenter Innovation Awards 2013, telecenter.org Spain, and also eBorneo Innovation Village, Global Community Choice Award for Best Telecenter Innovation 2013, telecenter.org Spain. In 2017, the eBorneo received the 3rd Asian Leadership Award on Rural Development and Poverty Eradication. The eBorneo Telecenter Manager, Councillor John Torawe, received the award from our now Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, during his position as the Minister of Rural and Regional Development Malaysia and by Secretary General of Action. And in 2016, the Barrio community received recognition as the best in the world in the Gourmand World Cookbook Awards in Yantai, China, for the best book. For the Pesta Nyukenan book, the beautiful Kelabit ladies from Barrio received the award from the president of the Gourmand World Cookbook Awards. Here, Fomadat, which is Forum Masyarakat Adat Dataran Tinggi Borneo, received the 2015 United Nations Development Program UNDP Equator Prize. Fomadat representative, Councillor John Torawe, Madam Lila Raja and Pak Lewi received the award in United Nations Secretariat in New York. Okay, here is my friend, Mr. Edwin Meru, the eBaklalan Telecenter Manager, received Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, Broadband Empowered Entrepreneur, BEE or B, award in 2014 by his blogspot, that is borneomawa.blogspot.com. The blogspot is about the nature, flora and fauna photography by Edwin. He sells his photography in the blogspot. Okay. Besides that, the Penan artisans in Long Lamai and Dr. Jun Ngo received the World Craft Council WCC Southeast Asia Sub-Region Award of Excellence for Handicraft in 2016. The Penan Rattan Coil Platters, Long Lamai, and Dr. John Pua represent to receive the award as he is the Long Lamai site leader. Okay. Here, the Telecenter program for Orang Asli TBOA in 2019 had been shortlisted for the Technological Innovation of the Year Award at THE Award Asia in Abu Dhabi. UNIMAS representative are Professor Dr. Kadim Suwaidi, Vice Chancellor of UNIMAS, Professor Datu Muhammad Fazil, Penolong Naib Chancellor, Professor Dr. Rawzah Ghazali, and the TPOA Project Leader, Associate Professor Dr. Pauline Bala. Okay, last but not least, the E-Lamai or Long Lamai received the International Trade Fair Ideas, Inventions, New Products, Nuremberg Invention University in 2013, Bronze Award for eToro, it is Management System for the Botanical Knowledge of the Indigenous Penans, and in 2015, they received the Bronze Award also for the Oral Sign Language, a secret communication medium of the rainforest. Okay, the eBorneo Kori ICT story of award recognition and also its initiative always receive the media attention. Here are some of the local news clipping for the eBorneo Kori ICT story. And here are the summary and half of the award received by the eBorneo Korea ICT. Hopefully, the indigenous communities and UNIMAS will receive more recognitions and awards for their initiative for Sarawak and Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusri. Ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to show a presentation by Associate Professor Dr. Hasni Zam. Thank you for that very interesting video presentation. For our second highlight tonight, we would like to call upon Prof. Dr. Narayanan and Dr. Pauline to announce the recipients of the Community Scholars Award. Prof. Nara and Dr. Pauline.
Thank you, Jaya, and thank you for the presentation. Thank you for being here again. We would like to announce the recipients of our Community Scholars Award. Right. The first recipient is Councillor John Tarawe. John Tarawe is a native of Barrio, Sarawak, and currently represents the Barrio district as councillor on the Miri City Council. He worked as the local project manager and telecenter manager for the eBarrio project that was implemented by UNIMAS. In this role, he was instrumental to the project's achievements through his dedication and perseverance, displaying outstanding leadership, community mobilization, and problem-solving skills. He contributed significantly to the expansion of the eBarrio project to other communities, as well as playing a pivotal role in the success of the associated initiative of Radio Barrio and the eBorneo Knowledge Fair. Throughout UNIMAS involvement with the communities in the Highlands, John's participation, creativity, and initiative have repeatedly yielded constructive results that have had a direct bearing on project outcomes and subsequent improvements of the daily lives of his fellow citizens, both locally and nationally. In turn, these have greatly enhanced the reputation of the university as a community-oriented institution. So thank you, Councillor John Tarawe, and congratulations. The next recipient we would like to announce is Mr. Garen Jengan, and he's from Long Lamai. Mr. Garen is an advocate for indigenized and controlled development. Mr. Garen Jengan is respected member of the Penan community from Long Lamai, Upper Baram in Sarawak, Malaysia. Since 2007, he has served as a local leader and liaison between the Long Lamai community and partner institutions in research and development projects such as the Homestay Program, the Micro Hydro Project initiated by UNIMAS, the Lamai Telecenter, Indigenous Knowledge Management, and Service Learning Initiative. So congratulations, Mr. Garen Jengan. Unfortunately, he's unable to be with us tonight. And actually, Councillor John has tuned in from Barrio to be with us tonight. So it's good to have you here on board, here with us tonight. And the next community scholar recipient, which is also quite equally a unique person, is Ilyas Yesaya. He's a cultural figure from the land of the Lundaya Dayak. Ilyas Yesaya lives in Terang Baru village, Krayan district in Nunukan Regency. Ilyas has a very important role in preserving the arts and culture of the Lundaya Dayak tribe, and his dedication was even appreciated by the French Arts Institute. The musical instruments played by him are wind instruments, ear drums, traditional Lundaya flute, string instruments, keng, ruding, sape, and so on. And because of his skills, he is often invited to introduce the arts and culture of Dayak Lundaya in a number of countries, such as at the International Terra Madras Show of Food Italian, World Expo Zaragoza in Spain, and also Meadow Suzy Festival in Japan, right? So, and he has received an honorary award from the French Institute as the inventor of keng, the percussion instrument made of bamboo. So Mr. Ilyas Yesaya from Krayan is a very active member of the Form Adat. So congratulations to him. I think he tuned in for a bit earlier on from Long Bawan. So maybe because of the instability of network, he has to exit. And from Krayan, we now go to Pahang to announce our next recipient award. That is Mr. Ramli Anak Lelaki Pasit. and he's from Pos Lenjang. Dia dilahirkan pada tahun 1965 dan telah berhijrah ke Pos Lenjang pada tahun 1969. Dia berasal dari Pos Sindrut. Dia mempunyai 11 orang adik-beradik dan 2 orang isteri. Ya. Beliau amat melibatkan diri dalam jaringan orang asal se-Malaysia, JOAS, dan sering dijemput untuk menghadiri persidangan dan mesyuarat untuk membincangkan isu berkaitan hak komuniti orang asli. Ya. Pak Ramli adalah seorang yang sangat membantu dalam pembangunan Pos Lenjang di Lenjang. Dia adalah seorang yang banyak mempelajari secara turun-temurun dari moyang beliau, iaitu Encik Bayang. Right? Selain daripada mempunyai pengetahuan yang luas berkaitan budaya dan secara lisan, beliau juga sangat mahir dalam bidang perubatan herba tradisional dan pembuatan rumah tradisional orang asli Semai. Okay, so tahniah kepada Encik Ramli, anak pasit dari Pos Lenjang. Okay. Next recipient tonight, I think he tuned in with his penghulu from Baklalan, which is Mr. Edwin Meru. Mr. Edwin Meru is a social entrepreneur and the Baklalan Telecenter manager. He is also a recipient of the Malaysia Communications and Multimedia Commission Broadband Empowered Entrepreneur Award in 2014. He has developed and transformed his interest in photography into a business by using facilities available at the Baklalan Telecenter. Edwin also was chosen to represent the indigenous peoples in Malaysia at the International UNESCO Forum for Expert Mechanism on the Rights of Indigenous People in Geneva, Switzerland in 2015. And he has also established Highland Paradise, a social enterprise that provides ecotourism services, increasing the income of rural communities in Sabah and Sarawak. So Highland Paradise is listed as one of the top 24 social enterprises in the Malaysian Global Innovation and Creativity Centers by Magic in 2016 under its accelerator program. So congratulations to you, Edwin. And it's amazing to see Edwin has really grown with the Baklalan and has been very instrumental in making things possible for our communities in Baklalan. So all congratulations again to Councillor John Trawe, Encik Garan Jengan, Pak Ilyas Sesaya, Pak Ramli dari Pos Lenjang, dan Mr. Edwin from Baklalan.
Let me continue with the Community Scholar
All right.
Awards.
Thank you, Prof. Nara.
Well, we have Mr. Jali Anak Gayang from Pos Sindrut, a forward-thinking community leader from the Semai tribe who strongly upholds the norms, values, cultures, rules, and laws within the institutional framework of indigenous communities, particularly among the Semai tribe. Mr. Jali Anak Gayang of Pos Sindrut Pahang is a respected local champion and prominent liaison between the local community in Pos Sindrut and other governmental or non-governmental agencies, including the partner institutions in research and development projects such as ISITI-UNIMAS Telecenter project. Having a strong belief that indigenous communities should not be left behind, Mr. Jali is an ardent advocate of technological and socio-economic development with the determination of bringing socio-economic advancement to the local community of Pos Sindrut. Successful entrepreneur and the chairman of ISITI-UNIMAS Advisory and Management Board of Telecenter, Mr. Jali has always led by example by trying his best to ensure that the local community in Post Sindhurut are not discriminated in any form, particularly in dealing with their livelihood and cultural preservation. Next person on the list of Community Scholar Awards is one who I have closely worked with in the program in Barrio. And I see that, Sinarang is there, right? So Renai Uding or Sinarang Lemulun represents the older generation of traditional Kelabit beaders. With over 60 years of experience in traditional beading, she is regarded as a go-to person for colorful bow or beads in the community. Traditional beading used to be a well-guarded secret. But as a veteran Kelabit beader, Sinarang Lemulun has no reservations about sharing her traditional beading techniques with the younger generation. She would go the extra mile to teach the youths who are eager to learn the dyeing craft and is happy to be the link between the past and the future of the traditional Kelabit beading. She operates Sinarang Lemulun Homestay and Handicraft in the traditional Barrio Asal. Sinarang Lemulun has been actively involved in community service and volunteerism, to such as actively promoting tourism in Barrio as a homestay, is one of the pioneer homestays in Barrio and a committee member in JKKK Barrio Asal. As the chairwoman for Persatuan Ibu Tunggal Barrio, as part of the committee in Pesta Nukanan, as a committee member for VIPs visiting Barrio, and the Ketua Kaum Ibu Gereja SIB Miri and SIB Barrio, and many more things. A truly wonderful person, and I mean truly like a mother to people like myself who visit Barrio. Thank you very much for this contribution, and congratulations. Next, we have Madam Irene Tani bin Kodoyo from Kampung Buayan in Sabah, who's our next Community Scholar Award recipient. This local champion is instrumental in bringing the Buayan community together to ensure that the eBuayan project came to reality. Kak Irene, as we call her, is a mother of 4 who is a kindergarten teacher at the village when the eBuayan project came in. Since the beginning of eBuayan, she has opened her family home as homestay for outsiders to enjoy the beauty of Buayan village. One Irene Tani is actively involved with community work and is so well respected by the Buayan community that she was appointed as Ketua Kampung from 2018 to 2020. Together with her husband, Julius Malusi, they are still community church leaders where they have been active in organizing church activities. In addition to leading the prayer of the word every Sunday, they also conducted Sunday school for children aged 7 to 12 years and above with the teachings of the church. Though no longer a Ketua Kampung, Irene Tani is still passionate for the welfare of her community members and recently co-created Buayan Society for Women. And the 8th person on our list today is Miss Malina, who is an enthusiastic teacher, educator, and believer who comes from Post Gob in Kelantan. She is the next recipient of our Community Scholar Award. She was the first indigenous kindergarten teacher in Post Gob, a well-liked and respected member of the Gob community that has devoted her entire life to her community's education path. She served as the first administrative and financial secretary of eGob Tele Center, She is a trusted and dependable local champion. More importantly, she is an inspirational role model for all youths and women in her community and other Orang Asli communities. Congratulations to all the recipients.
Thank you, Prof. Nara and Dr. Pauline. Ladies and gentlemen, before we call it a night, please enjoy two musical performances, namely a video presentation by the talented Alina Morang entitled Gituan, and Apai Saloy, the puppet musical video presentation by Laura Pranti.
Itaya ke golantang na di pita buni cuy pita dengan uni sila pang lapah rapid make harin ko di lai denak itya naro iya tayo sa pitaro iya
Sanoy! 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 Can you walk faster? You are so slow. Come on, before all the fishes go for their break. Look, look, Sanoy. I can see any fish swim in the river.
Papa, I think those signals are racing in the wrong spot.
Uh-huh. Come, sit here. Give me the fishing rod.
Here you are, Papa.
You see, I have told you, there are no fish, Aloy. The fishes have gone for their break. That's why we don't see any fish.
Fish? Go for break, Papa.
Yes, Aloy. Your grandfather used to say that to me. He said, if there are no fish, so they have gone for a break.
So, what's the break, Papa?
Well, he had never got the chance to explain this to me. Because he too had gone for a break after then.
Oh! What is the sound, Papa? Is that your tummy crawling?
No, that is the sound of a thunder. It is going to rain, Sanoy. Go, run back home. Don't get yourself caught in the rain. You might get sick.
Look! I see a big thunder coming out from the street. Yeah! We will have a thunder for dinner. Yeah!
Gosh! I'm not going to share my dinner with Sanoy. I'm so hungry that I could eat a horse. I mean a turtle. No, Sanoy, it's not a turtle. It is a big leaf. We can eat a leaf.
Papa, I'm sure it is a turtle. Is it, Papa?
No, I'm positive. It is not, Sanoy. It is a big leaf. It's only a leaf. Go, run along. It's going to rain, Sanoy. And your mother, you won't have any dinner tonight.
But why are you not coming home with me now?
No, you go ahead. I'm going for a break now.
Oh, now I know what's a break.
Got you! Woohoo! I'm so lucky. I will have you for my dinner.
So, Apai started roasting the turtle.
Wow! So, this is what your Apai does during his break. He is having his dinner alone.
Yeah, Apai serving dinner.
Shh. We should have our chef too, Saloy.
Yes, ma'am. I think we should.
You know what we should do, Saloy? Your Apai is so afraid of a ngingit. He always thinks that a ngingit is a ghost.
What is a ngingit and why?
It is just a small bug sounding like this. Ngit, ngit.
Help me. What shall we do? Why?
You see. Ngit, ngit, give me a beat.
Thank you for the wonderful videos. As some participants were not present during the photo taking session earlier, I would like to again request that we all turn on our cameras for another group photo to commemorate tonight. If our technical team can please cue us. Thank you. Thank you, Tim, for the wonderful photography. Ladies and gentlemen, all fun things must come to an end, and it is with a heavy heart that we end our gala night, which is organized to celebrate local innovation. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to welcoming all of you back again at the next EPKF in 2 years' time. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't stop.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Bye.
Terima kasih.
Selamat malam.
Take care, everyone.
Take care and stay safe.
Bye-bye.